If you want to get to the next level in your tech sales career so that you can separate yourself from others faster and get more of what you want out of life, money, promotions, recognition, freedom, you don't need to stay in the office until 7 p.m. like I do every day, but there's 3 things you ought to start doing today: taking massive action, become a learning machine, and building a brand for yourself outside of your company. I've been working in software sales nearly 5 years, promoted my way up at the same tech company from a sales development rep to a senior account executive. I've made 60,000 cold calls, I forexed my income, and these are 3 things I am consciously focused on doing each and every day that I didn't necessarily put as much of an emphasis as I should have earlier in my career, and I think that put me at risk of falling behind. And now that I'm doing them, I'm slowly but steadily putting myself ahead of others in this relative rat race. Let's get started. Subscribe to the channel now if you're looking to get to the next level. Taking massive action. I view success as my duty. Imagine yourself as a member of a tribe in a remote jungle. We like to think of ourselves as hunters in sales. We're willing to knock down doors, face rejection, cold call people, do whatever it takes to set the meeting. If you're a part of a tribe in a jungle and your entire community is reliant on you and the members of your hunting group going out, killing an animal, bringing it back so everyone can eat, it's a matter of survival. And I imagine you would find great duty, urgency, and responsibility in saying, you know what, we're gonna have to get a bow and arrow, we're gonna have to run 10 miles today, we're gonna have to face potential predators in the jungle, whatever it takes to kill this giraffe, whatever it is we're gonna eat, take it down and bring it back to our tribe so our friends, family, community can eat. It's that level of urgency each and every day as it relates to taking massive action. I show up at this desk right here in this office. I don't always feel like cold calling, but it doesn't matter how I feel because I don't determine my actions based on what I'm thinking, how happy I am, how stressed out I am. All that matters is actually doing the thing. And it's very robotic-like. It's almost like in an assembly line where there's interchangeable parts and there's no anomalies. It's just doing, it's systematic. And that's how I think about my sales job. I know exactly what I need to do each and every day. I need to add prospects to my sequence. I need to send them emails. I need to call them, and I need to repeat that consistently each and every day. I need to utilize members of my ecosystem. I need to tell my SDR, hey, here are the accounts to focus on. I need to go focus on the accounts with the most amount of money. So each and every day, it's a race about how much action can I take in the most efficient way possible, because there's 2 ways to make more money in sales: skill, will. Skill is how efficient you do things. Will is your willpower. It's simply deciding to work harder. Earlier in my software sales career, I realized I was not more talented than anyone else, but all I needed to do was roll up my sleeves and simply determine to make more calls. I was never worried about what could go wrong. Hey, maybe I'll miss quota, I'll get fired. Maybe they won't have enough open account executive positions for me so that I'm gonna have to leave companies. Oh, I'm just gonna be here forever, let me job hop. I decided I'm gonna commit to my success at this place because I see myself here at least the next 3 to 5 years. So I might as well just really commit to it, burn the ships and say, we're either gonna take the island or we're not. So I just started making more calls. And any of you watching right now can simply decide to work harder, and I promise you your numbers will go up. And as you start to take massive action, your skill starts to increase because you become more efficient, because you can start to take less action but actually get more output as a result of that very strategic input. So the more you do it, the more that will make sense. Number 2, becoming a learning machine. One of the most successful account executives that I partner, he's actually an enterprise account executive now that I work with, and he's been at the company longer, and something I really respect that he does is every day he writes down something new he learned. And he's been doing this for like 6 years, and this guy is an absolute savage on the phone. One of the best I've ever been on. Him and I actually just got a verbal commit on $1 million 3-year TCV deal with a massive bank that we're incredibly proud of. We've been working on for years, and it's mostly due to his just absolute relentless skill and ability to get executive alignment. When we first started as sales development reps, we didn't know what we were doing. We still don't really know what we were doing, but the reason we were able to get in this position where we're able to close $1 million deals now is because we learned. Before tech sales, I didn't know what it was. So when I eventually got an offer at a software company, I had to do a little bit of research. Hey, what do they do? What will I actually be doing? How can I be successful? Okay, day one, they hand me a phone. Trent, you're gonna be cold calling. What is that? How do I do that? What do I say? Okay, I need to learn a script. I need to learn objections. I need to learn how to navigate setting up a meeting in my Google Calendar, bringing in an account executive to run the meeting. Okay, when I promote from sales development rep to account executive, how do I demo? How do I run discovery? How do I negotiate? How do I close deals? How do I use our internal system to even send a contract? The first deal I closed, it took me longer to prepare the contract and send it out as it did to work the actual sales cycle. The reason I was able to close the gap is because I looked myself in the mirror and I said, Trent, what are your weaknesses? What do you need to focus on? Okay, let's go work on that. Can you go learn it independently and get scrappy? Or have you identified somebody that you aspire to be like, that has that is a strength for them? Can you go learn directly from them? That will expedite your journey. And the most successful people among us, I'm not saying I'm there, but think about, what do they know that we don't know? Clearly they have information that we do not have. And at one point, they were in the exact same point you and I are at right now. Jeff Bezos at some point was some broke guy a few years into his career like you and I are right now. But he got to a point where he said, you know what? Let me learn about this internet thing. Let me learn about e-commerce. Let me learn about how to build a team. Let me learn about how to take a company going public. These people don't know everything, but they think it through the prism of, I don't know it yet. And they can go out and independently learn it. So every day I view it as, it's all about learning, and those who are not learning are falling behind. And you start to see this gap emerge in folks who are constantly learning outside of the office versus folks that are not learning outside the office. And this is what will truly separate folks over a multi-decade horizon. I'm confident in this, and we'll see how it plays out, at least for my own career. And number 3, building a brand outside of your company. Everyone says diversification is what you need to be doing. And I'm not here to give investment advice, but imagine if I told you that your entire ability to survive was dependent on one income stream, one company, one job. As you start to think about that, and then you look at the broader market environment, okay, well, there's new layoffs in tech announced every single day. Okay, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. Well, what if I lose my job? All of a sudden, I'm collecting unemployment. How long is it going to take me to get a new job? Maybe I just had a kid. Maybe I just bought a house. Maybe I want to go on this vacation. Okay, all of a sudden, I'm feeling incredibly constrained because you are dependent on one W-2 income flow. And I'm here to tell you, and this is a message I constantly bring up, if you do not have Wi-Fi income, if you do not have an additional income stream via a side hustle, whatever it is you're doing in your free time, then you are absolutely 100% unequivocally behind, because there are people out there like myself who are willing to speak into a camera in their office in order to gain attention and add value to folks at scale in an effort to hopefully make some money online in exchange for helping other people be more successful or get to where they want to be. So think about how you're spending your time. If your hobby is playing video games, watching sports, leisure time watching TV, even reading books, how could you replace that time with creating content versus consuming content? And this is a post-it note I have written on my bathroom mirror. It's inputs versus outputs. And think about what you are inputting in your body. You're inputting food, information, energy, however you're spending your time. The people you spend time with are influencing how you think. The music you listen to influences how you think. The food you put in your body influences how you operate. The information you seek out influences what you're able to output on a day-to-day basis. So if you're constantly inputting reactionary content, scrolling through TikTok, Instagram Reels, looking at models, watching sport clips, watching entertainment stuff, it's fun and it's easy to, you don't have to think, so your mind escapes, so the time goes by faster if you're bored. But that doesn't help you whatsoever, and it actually is counterproductive because you're unable to then focus on the things that actually matter. So if you're incredibly mindful of what you're absorbing, I'm interested in reading books that I believe will help me get my money right, or help me learn from a leader who has faced similar circumstances to what I'm facing. I'm interested in listening to people extremely far ahead of me in career-wise to understand how do they think, how do they process things. And then I believe as a result of learning that information, it allows me to then create outputs. So I'm more valuable in the marketplace because I know information that other people may not know or have access to or even want to seek out. So now my job is to try and transmit those learnings to you. And it's building a brand outside of your company will allow you to sleep better at night and actually allow you to accelerate your career, because in addition to your W-2 income, you also now start producing additional income, which accelerates savings rate, right? It gives you more peace of mind because all of a sudden you're more layoff proof, because if you lose one income stream, you have another income stream. But most importantly, little gifts will start to emerge, because the more you start to create, the more the marketplace starts to see you. And I've always believed that it does not matter if you're a top performer if nobody knows who you are. So if you're an absolute savage, if you're great at your job, if you're making a lot of money, that's incredible. But if no one knows who you are or what you're doing, you're still less valuable than somebody who is also roughly as good, but people know who they are. And you're also more valuable to your company the bigger following you have, because folks start to see the name, folks want to work there, and it helps with the talent attraction standpoint. So I'm here to say that it's not only better for yourself, for your finances, for your career, but it also will allow you to better provide for those around you if you have a brand outside of your company, because you will be more confident, you'll have more opportunities, and it will also create more accountability for what you're doing inside your company to say, well, if I'm going to talk about success and what's going on outside the world, I got to make sure to have my cards right and everything buttoned up, what I'm doing in my own business at the company. If you start taking massive action, if you become a learning machine, if you start building a brand outside of your career, it will help you get to the next level. I'm in the process of getting to the next level. It's a constant, infinite pursuit. So I'm not there yet. I'm not here to tell you whatever I say is right for you. I'm simply documenting my process, my journey, what I'm doing. And that's the game. I'm not telling anyone how to do things. I'm talking about how I do things. If you got value from today's video, hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel so you see more videos like this one, share this message with a friend, and I look forward to hearing from you below.